Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Kia. I'm back for another video. These are few and far between, but it's Friday, it's pouring rain outside. Something really weird just happened today, so I thought that I would come and chit chat about it with you for a little bit of time. Now, as you see with the title, we are talking about Will and Jada's Red Table Talk that went live today. If you're here watching this video, that means you've seen it. You know the drama. But for those who don't, I will go through the little bit of information that has come out. Apparently, not apparently, excuse me, let me start properly. August Alcina came out and said that he had an affair with Jada Pinkett Smith. This came out a while ago, and no one believed him. People called him crazy. People called him this, name that, whatever. People just did not believe him. They just thought he was looking for attention, or he had like some album that was dropping, he was doing promo. So a month ago, he came out again with another interview. And by the way, Jada and Will ignored all of this. They didn't say a word about it. So a month ago, he did an interview with Angela Yee where he talked about it again. And he talked about it in depth, not just, oh yeah, I slept with her, I dated her, we were in a relationship. He actually put real emotion and love into that relationship. And it really showed in the way that he talked about it. So of course, Black Twitter being Black Twitter, really started to regret how they treated him the first time that he brought it up, because now, based on his interview with Angela Yee, people started saying, okay, maybe he's telling the truth. Like maybe Will and Jada have an open marriage. And Will and Jada having an open marriage is not a new concept. That has been a rumor about them for years. I mean, it's almost like when that Scientology rumor came out about them, which I think was maybe 5 or 10 years ago, that's when the whole, oh, they have an open marriage, or they're swingers, or they're this. There was a rumor for a while that they were dating Tisha and Dwayne Campbell. I think his name is Dwayne. There's been rumors that Dwayne and Will have been dating. Like it's been flying around for years about rumors about this couple. The reason being is because Will and Jada have been a Black couple for years, and they've been strong and together and have never shown cracks. So even after, Angela Yee's interview with August Alsina, no one, the Will and Jada didn't come out and say anything. Their publicists, I put quotes around publicists because apparently that wasn't directly from them, came out and said, there's no truth to this. This is unfounded. We don't know what he's talking about. Okay, fine. But again, Black Twitter being Black Twitter, and people being like, well, why would he make this up? And why would he going so in depth and saying how much he loved her? He didn't just say, oh, I, had sex with her or whatever. No, he's just like, I gave my soul to this person, and it was a beautiful, amazing thing. I'm glad I had it. Men and women who just had sex with somebody don't talk about people like that. That's not how it works. So Will and Jada had to come out and talk about it. And they talked about it today on the Red Table Talk. And it was very controversial for several reasons. And this is all coming from someone who is married, who gets the vibe. She admitted it. She said that I did have a relationship with August Alsina. She called it an entanglement, and Will rightfully so was like, an entanglement? What does that even mean? Like, I didn't know what entanglement meant. That could mean a lot of things. That could mean, oh, I slept over his house occasionally. We became really, really close friends. Oh, we slept together one time. But she didn't have an entanglement. She had a relationship. And, her and Will were separated. And when they talked about them being separated, Will was very much just like, I was never going to speak to you ever again. I hated your guts. Like, it was very, it's like whatever happened in their marriage where they didn't bring up was something extremely serious. I am curious to know what it is, but that's their personal business. But it definitely sounded like it was something bad on Jada's part that really, really hurt his feelings. But it was weird when he came out and said that. But they were separated, and they were allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. And so she did. So when August made the comment about Will giving him permission, it wasn't that Will gave him permission. It just seemed like Will knew about it. And it's like, we're separated. Why do I care? I don't want to be with her right now. I don't want to be with her. I'm moving on with my life. If this is what she wants to do, that's fine. And that makes sense. There's a lot of people who get married, and then after a short period of time, not even as long as they've been married, a short period of time, that they decide to separate. Marriage isn't linear. Marriage is a big zigzaggy line, ups and downs, leaps and valleys, good things, bad things. And I think that part is really hard for people to understand. People always think with marriage, it's death do us part. If it was death do us part, then there wouldn't be people cheating. There wouldn't be people getting divorced. There wouldn't be people having open marriages. There wouldn't be people doing whatever they can do to get through the marriage. And I'm married. I know how hard marriage is, and I'm blessed that when I went into my marriage, I knew this is not going to be hearts and roses 24/7. There are going to be nails that we step on, there are going to be thorns that we get pricked by, but we need to be there to help each other get through it and stay together as a couple. Has it been a hard road? And me and my husband only been married for 3 years. Yes, it's been a hard road, but that's marriage, and you find your way to get through it. And for Will and Jada, it was, we need to separate. I don't want to be with you right now. And Jada was like, okay. And Jada even admitted, I was heartbroken by being separated. I didn't want to be separated, but now I'm separated and I want to be happy. I want to feel love. I just want to feel something. And as women, that makes sense. We just want to feel something. We just want to feel good. We want to feel like somebody loves us, values us, treasures us. And she ended up with August Alcina. Was August Alcina the best choice? No. But was he the safest choice for her to get back to Will? Yeah. And let me explain why. August had a lot of issues, mental health issues, drugs that were going on back during those 4.5 years ago when they were dating. She was looking at him as somebody that she could fix. She had the Florence Nightingale kind of syndrome of, I just want to save you. I just want to put you back together. I just want to make you better because that'll make me better and that'll make me happy being that savior for you. That's not a relationship. You can't go in trying to have a savior complex with your partner. It needs to be you guys are on the same playing field, and they were not. A lot of people have been saying that it's because some people, because she's so much older than him, he's so much younger, it was uneven, and I don't think that's what it was. I think they were uneven because he was broken and she wanted to save him. That creates a weird power dynamic in the relationship, and he probably got a lot of love and affection and value from her because she wanted to be there to support him. And that creates, I guess that'll be where the entanglement comes, because now the emotions are now entangled. It's the same thing when people go to therapy sometimes. Sometimes people fall in love with their therapist because the therapist is listening, giving them feedback. The therapist is always there when they need them, but the therapist is just doing what a therapist is supposed to do. But sometimes the patient gets attracted to them and wants to thinks that feedback they're getting, that attention they're getting is actually love, and it's not love. I forgot what it's called. Is it called projection? Transference? It's called something like that. I'm sorry I don't have the real name like that, but I feel that's where August was. Now add that into the sexual stuff, and now you have, again, like I said, I get it, an entanglement. It got to a certain point where Will and Jada started to work on things. Now this is messed up for August because August doesn't really know this is going on, and he kind of gets kicked to the curb maybe a little bit, or starts to feel that he gets kicked to the curb, and just stops communicating with Jada 100%. She apparently has not spoken directly to this boy in 4.5 years. And I feel bad for August because he probably was heartbroken and just didn't know what to do, and just blocking her out was the only way he could handle it. But it helped her and Will get back together, and I'm glad they're back together because they do have 3 kids. And by 3, I mean his oldest, Trey, who is with his ex-wife. They do have a family. I think they do love and respect each other. I think they do value each other. And the one thing about marriage that I've learned, good, bad, or ugly, if you marry the right way for the right reasons, you find a person that you are meant to spend your life with in one way or another. And no one will ever replace that person. And not everybody has that. I know I have that. Even with all the bad stuff that's happened, confusing, crazy stuff, I know I found the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, because that person gets me, wants me to be a better person, wants me to be a better woman, wants my career to expand, wants this YouTube channel thing to expand, wants all the best things for me, will check me, is now getting used to being vulnerable with me. And you can't have that with everybody. And it doesn't seem like Jada really wanted to have that with August. She just wanted to fix him. And she went from maybe it appearing like she wanted to be this sexy, flexy girlfriend to almost like a mothering figure, which is kind of weird, but that's how it comes off when she described how she just wanted to fix him and take care and be a caregiver for him. That's not a relationship. Will, in the conversation, to me personally, seemed annoyed. that he had to be there and have this conversation. He seemed annoyed and hurt because this is their personal business. They have gone 4.5 years without anybody knowing about this. Is he regretting that that happened? No. Does he think that August probably just should have kept his mouth shut about it and just kept his personal business and her personal business, their personal business? Probably. And I also think that he doesn't want anybody to know that he was hurt by this, because he does to me seem hurt, and maybe a little bit disrespected that, either that she did had a full-blown relationship or that it came out. I'm not sure, but it looked like hurt and frustration, annoyance to me. Has Will had side chicks? There have been rumors for years that Will has had girlfriends. And by girlfriends, I mean people he's gone on dates with. No one he's had a serious relationship. Girls he slept with a couple of times. Just weirdo stuff like that. But nothing hardcore like what she had with August. And, that's his choice. That's their marriage. That's what they have going on and whatever. But I will say when he made the joke about, I'm going to get you back, and she said you already have, that made me take a pause and go, wait, what? And then him saying, oh, I'm going to get you back again. It's like, okay, so do you guys have an open marriage, or are you guys just cheating on each other? Like it just came off very weird. But again, it's an inside joke within a marriage. The same way they said, we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. That's just a joke they share between each other based off the Bad Boys thing. So a lot of people are digging into that like, oh my God, they're so toxic. They're so toxic. How are they toxic? If they're being honest with each other and being honest with all of us, which they absolutely do not have to do, and they're both on the same page, how is it toxic? That's like a real question to me when people are saying that it's coming off toxic, or that, oh, that seems like a bad marriage. Like, oh my God, I can't believe they're still together. Why? They love each other and they're being real and they're being honest. What's the problem, people? That's just me. So that is my thoughts. Again, for women getting married, for men getting married, you got to get married to the person that will be in your corner no matter what, that wants the best for you, and you need to want the best for them. I've said this in previous videos. Women, and this is a women thing, stop getting married because you want to have a wedding. Stop it. All those girls I know who got married because they wanted to have a wedding, they ended up divorced before 5 years. I have multiple friends like that. All of my friends are just like, no, I just want to be married. We'll go to the courthouse. Or even my sister-in-law and my brother, they could have waited till next year to have their big fancy Hindu wedding. That's not the point for them. They want to be with each other. They're having a ring ceremony, going to the courthouse in August. They live in New York, by the way. That's why they're doing that. And I was like, great, perfect, awesome, because they actually want to be married. Marriage is not something that you go into lightly. When the priest or preacher or pundit says marriage is something that you go into, you deep dive into, you should not go into it lightly, they mean it, because it is a real commitment. And Jada and Will are showing it's a real commitment. Like, we thought we were going to get separated. We realized we couldn't do that. We're diving back in together. So that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on the Red Table Talk. Like and subscribe to my channel. I want to hear all the comments. Drop down in the comments below. Hi, guys. Let's get the conversation started, and I will see you guys next video. Mwah.